Hi, this is Michelle McCosh, and I just wanted to show you an idea I had for these new Holtz pumpkins. These are the Colorize dies from Sizzix and Holtz, where you layer the pieces on top. But I thought instead of layering the pieces, I would just cut the outline, which are this die, this is one of them, and this is the other. So you basically would cut these out and then start layering on top of these. And I thought instead of layering on top, that I would just do something with the bases. Let me put those back before I lose them. And I did cut a couple out of a nice 110-pound watercolor paper. So let's grab 3 of them, and I thought that I would do some of the spiced marmalade, and I would use some of the crackling campfire, just the regular distress, not the oxide. Spritz some water, and I'm going to dip one of the dies into that. And the stem I'll color with the peel paint when I'm done. Let's just build up some of that color. By dipping into that nice inky mixture. And I'm going to dry that, and I'll come back and get some more color in there. If I dry from the back side as well as the front, it'll flatten it right back out. And I can see I missed a little bit there. I can use a water brush just to get that part. And I'll spray a little bit more water and just do a bit more. Okay. Use some peel paint now. Let me put that on my mat as well. And so I don't have to clean my watercolor brush, let me get another brush. So I can just color the stem. That's a nice rich looking pumpkin. Let me get my stamp platform. And I have a couple of stamps here. One of them is a Holtz. This is called Haunted Mansion CMS 091. This is one of his older stamps, and I thought the raven would be nice. And then I have a background word stamp from Hero Arts called Novel Prose Bold Prints. So first I'm going to ink this up with a little bit of black ink. In this case I'm using the Hero Arts Intense Black. And I'm just going to pop that down, touching the background lightly, just to add a little bit of interest to that. Move that out of the way. Use the magnet bar to hold it down so I can do the raven, and I think if I put him there, that'll give me the opportunity to really make him as dark as I want. Down. Let's do another layer. That's the beauty of using a stamp platform. You can stamp as many times as you want, Get it as dark as you want. And I'm going to go one more time. And there you go. I am going to darken the edges a little bit, but I'm going to do all three of them at the same time. So let's just move that stamp platform out the way. Next up, I'm going to color this one, the tall skinny one, using the same mixture. I'll dry that. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And then I'll color the stem again using that peeled paint. It's a nice dark stem. So on this one, I think I'm just going to stamp the book text. I did like the look of that. I think that's kind of interesting, and again, I'll darken the edges. And this one, I think what I'm going to do is stamp a flower on here and emboss it with gold. So I've got my Wow embossing pad. I have this Pretty Elizabeth Crafts stamp. This one's called First Sights of Spring. Ink that up. Kind of lay it over the pumpkin a little bit. Oops. Make sure I drop it on the floor. And I'm going to pour some gold embossing powder on that, so let me get a sheet of paper. Pour the embossing powder on. Tap it off. And then I'm going to heat that to melt the powder. Let's just put the excess back. So I'm going to use the Tim Holtz, or the Ranger, I should say, heated craft tool. You can do a quicker job if you use an embossing heat tool, but this is nice and quiet for videos, so I don't mind it taking a little bit longer. See it going now. Okay, so it's all nicely embossed, and then I think that I will clean this brush, and I'm going to use some Lindy's Stamp Gang. This is Bougainvillea Fuchsia. Put a little bit of powder here on my palette. Put the lid back on. And then just paint inside the embossed area. Such a pretty color. And when it dries, the shimmer is going to be really, really pretty. Get that little bit as well. Okay. Now I'm going to clean that brush, and I'm going to color the rest of the pumpkin in the orange. Pretty watercolor look. Okay, I'll do my stem in the peeled paint. Dry that carefully. I don't want to remelt the embossing powder, so just dry it quickly. And then I'm going to take a, let's see if I can use an ink blending tool. We'll grab some of the crackling campfire, and then we'll just ink around the edges to darken them up. Get rid of any of that white that was on the edge. And there you go. 3 pumpkins, very quickly done. And I didn't layer the pieces. Let's see if we can get closer. So that's all just the text on it. Very pretty. The embossed floral, watercolored. And then the one with the text and the raven. So they have it 3 different pumpkins from this one set. And of course, when you layer them, you get a completely different look as well. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.